Yo, 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 it's your man, the Reverend, back once again like the Renegade Master I am, here again with another unboxing, but this one is not video games, so you're in for a treat. Hopefully I have some more video game ones to be uploading soon, but this is something special that I picked up. I ordered it ages ago, actually. I can't even remember how long ago I ordered this, but I did order it, so it arrived. I had no idea what it is, but now I know. I've not opened it yet, but it had a packing label. And so I had a quick peek at that. So here we go. Let's flip the camera around and look at this. This is see if you can guess what it is. See if there's a clue anywhere of what this might be. Yeah. So let's move that over there so I look a little bit more professional. What we got here? Well, it's very obviously a 7-inch vinyl, or a vinyl. I mean, it's not a 12-inch vinyl. We can tell that from how small it is. I have a few 7-inch vinyls. Yeah, I have a few 7-inch vinyls. You may have seen, I've done videos of them already. They have been Prince songs. Prince vinyl, 7 inches. So I think I've got a version of Nothing Compares to You on 7-inch vinyl. But yeah, this is not a Prince vinyl. Oh man, he's really egging opening this up, isn't he? Yeah, it's been sad. Yeah, here we go. Oh man, this is hard work. I don't know why I'm making such a pig's ear of this, but I is. So suck it up, babies. You're gonna have to endure or enjoy all of this while I try and open it up. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Because the other thing is, I don't want to break the record that's in here. So things that I can tell you. Oh man, I'll tell you some stories once we finally opened it and you can see what it is. I'll tell you some stories. Hopefully I've kept my address all covered, but I'll double check the video. So here we go. Here we go. Oh, what is it? It's definitely a 7-inch vinyl. Goes on the floor. What have I got here? Shazam! Tenacious D! The Timewarp! Banana. So I saw this. I think this is a charity record. I saw this written by Richard O'Brien, PRS. Jack Black, vocals. Carl Gass, vocals. John Spiker, producer, mixer, bass, additional piano, background vocals. John Konowski, electric guitar. Scott Seaver, drums. Will Harrington, piano. Jesse Peo, background vocals. So, yeah. I suppose a couple of things. What can I tell you? I can tell you about Tenacious D. In fact, I'm going to go back to this camera because I prefer it. So let's start with the most recent stuff. Tenacious D. I am a huge Tenacious D fan. Huge. Going back a long time. I don't even remember where I saw him. It would have been on TV. It could have been on Tinternet, going back 10, 15 years. I'm trying to think. So the song that lots of people know is the greatest song in the world, Tribute. Or it's called Tribute, but that's the song a lot of people know. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool, and got their first album. And the first album is fantastic. Then they did the movie, The Pick of Destiny. That is the pick of destiny. And that album, really, I couldn't. It had a few little bits on, but it made me realise that kind of the songs are short, the skits are longer. And they are a performance band. You need to watch them perform there. So then we fast forward through to a year. I couldn't tell you because I don't know. And Tenacious D are at the Hammersmith Apollo, and I was like, I'm gonna go see him. So I went with the girl I was seeing at the time, who had to put up with me listening to Tenacious D a lot, and I was not at the front. It was not packed. But it was a fantastic musical experience, and Tenacious D aren't the first band I've seen live at a gig of theirs, as opposed to a festival or something like that. But they were close, and it was a really, really good show. Watched the Pick of Destiny, dreadful film, and then haven't really got into their follow-up album. Was it Apocalypto? I can't even remember, but I really didn't get into it. So that is Tenacious D. Then we're going to talk about this part, Timewarp. For as long as I can remember, and so that's going to early teenage years, I've been a massive fan of the Rocky Horror Show. Starting with the Rocky Horror Picture Show, so that's the film. And at school, me and my chums would go and see it live and dress up, and we'd have a whale of a time. It was fun. What I didn't realise at the time how much further I could have gone with dressing up. So we would dress up in black tie top halves or Bermuda shorts bottom half, and we'd have an absolutely fantastic time every time we went. And I remember being a group of three guys going to Rocky Horror and not understanding I can only talk from my perspective, I suppose, but maybe not understanding some of the, I'll say, background sexual references and connotations that it comes with, but also kind of maybe understanding that Frankenfurter's a transvestite, but being very reserved from that side. So there was no chance I was going to go to Rocky Horror with two of my mates dressed in ladies' underwear. That's true. But I could have done, and maybe I should have done, and maybe that would have been more appropriate. But the three of us dressed up, we enjoyed black tie, Bermuda shorts. And I remember at the bar, I mean, another thing to remember, at the time I am either 14 or 15. I'd be surprised if I was 16. I don't think I was 13. But at the bar, one of my chums, who's the same, there's three of us, we're all the same age, got to the bar, get some drinks, and he gets his bum pinched. And so he shouts over, "Oh, you guys should stand over here, you'll get your bum pinched." And then we come over with our drinks. Whereas what would have been a great thing would have been chatting to whoever pinched his bum and enjoying a wonderful evening. But hindsight, I mean, what we did 5 years ago at least, 25, 26, 27 years ago, the younger Reverend. So yeah, that is the Timewarp. Other things I know my dad hated it as a film, and had no interest. I loved it. My brother had a cassette recording of the show with audience participation, and it is very rude. And I was once working on my car, playing that on a stereo outside. Went inside for a quick bio break, where my neighbour came and knocked on the door and said, "Can you turn down that music? It's awfully rude, and you're not even listening to it." So I'm like, good point. So absolutely love Rocky Horror Picture Show. And finally, so I saw it a few times with my chums, and then we drifted apart, university, all of that. And as an adult, I've not been to see it. It's definitely my thing, and I would love to see it as a stage show, but you've got to go with the right people. So fast forward to maybe 2 years ago. So this is pre-Pando, the bestest of times. And Richard Rocky Horror Show was being performed in London. I live in London, and even better, Richard O'Brien was taking part. Now he'd be the narrator and not Riff Raff, but he was taking part. Why would you not go? So I found the last day it was being shown, the last run of the performance, and I spent more on theatre tickets than I have ever spent on theatre tickets. And I live in London, the theatre is not cheap. But we had fairly good tickets, and I agreed to take Mrs. Reverend, who I told her, we're going to go see this. Do not look it up. Do not look up anything about it. Do not find reviews. Do not Google it. We are going to go. If you've not experienced the Rocky Horror Picture Show or the Rocky Horror Show, we're going to go, and you are going in blind, because otherwise it could a lot of awkward questions for the Reverend. So it went in the calendar, and then you know what the cheeky blighters did? They extended the run for another couple of weeks. So I could have saved myself hundreds of pounds, but I got to see Richard O'Brien in the Rocky Horror Picture Show in London, and it was fantastic. Sad at the same time, understandably so, because there were rules like no water pistols, no throwing confetti, no all sorts of stuff, and it was sad. However, there were still newspapers overhead, there was still audience participation, and I remember someone did one of the audience participation things from the historic recording is someone commenting on the fact that the narrator has no fucking neck. And they shouted that out, but Richard O'Brien, he paused. He went, "This is the trouble with you lot. You're too engrossed in what you think should be happening that doesn't make sense. Don't shout it out. Give me something original. Give me something that adds to the story." And it was very funny because he got absolutely, the guy who shouted out got absolutely roasted by Richard O'Brien on stage. And he was just joining in too. But Richard O'Brien was right. Don't call out just general things. I mean, one of the best when I saw Rocky Horror live. So there's an audience participation. Frankenfurter's doing his big song, where he says, "I wanted to be dressed," and I think the line is just the same, but there's a pause, and the audience participation bit is like a chicken because he's dressed in this lovely feathery outfit. Oh man, I don't even. My mind is all over the shop at the moment. But the performance, the guy is in a wonderful feathery outfit. He shouts out like a chicken, and it was hilarious. And it made me realise that the audience participation moves on with each showing. How fantastic's that? But anyway, my wife and I, me and the Lady Reverend, went and saw Rocky Horror Show in London with Richard O'Brien, and it was fantastic. It was easily as good, and my wife handled very well the outfits that everyone else was wearing, and we were not dressed up. I felt that it would be unfair for me to say, "We're going out, darling, put these on and a warm coat." So what will be interesting is if it's on again and we go, because the other thing is, I ain't a young man. It was hilarious. Really loved it. So that fast forwards to early in the old Pando. I think, and I'm struggling because my memory is shocking. I'm struggling, but I think that Tenacious D recorded this as a charity release and gave you the option to buy it, and that's why I've got it. So I got it. I think it was imported from the US. I saw a import label on it because I'm sad and noticed that first. But yeah, so I now have this. What I might do is put a link to the track. I'm pretty certain it's on the old YouTube. It might be on something similar to YouTube. So I'll put that in the comments below somewhere. But yeah, there are 15 minutes on Tenacious D and the Rocky Horror Show. Oh, the Rocky Horror Show. If you see the pictures of the people in it, they're all fantastic. Christopher Biggins is in the Rocky Horror Show. Meatloaf in the Rocky Horror Show. Susan Sarandon is in the Rocky Horror Show. Tim Curry And the pictures of Tim Curry, I saw at the weekend someone tweeted out some of the other press photos of Tim Curry in full makeup. Just fantastic. And I know there was a follow-up called, was it brain treatment, brain shock treatment, something like that? I never saw it. And there were rumours 20 odd years ago that Roseanne Barr was releasing, making a new version of the Rocky Horror. Talking of new horror versions, I have not seen the remake. Oh, I've had no interest in seeing the remake. And why would you tarnish it? It didn't need remaking. Didn't need remaking as a film. People can re-record the songs as much as they want. But yeah. Tenacious D Timewarp, another 7-incher for the hour, for the collection. It'll sit right in place with my Prince albums because it's a combination of two things I loved. Two things I love: Tenacious D first album, can't never love that. Can't never not love that, and Rocky Horror, can't never not love that either. So there we are. Let me know if you've got any things from your past or history that you've been able to grab hold of during Old Pando, or looking forward to seeing again. Can't tell you how much I want to go see the Rocky Horror again. Tenacious D, a bit of a struggle, but it'd be a fantastic show. I am sure. Hopefully, small venue, make it intimate or make it more. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Always interested to hear. I'm going to chuck this in my unboxing thing because it did get unboxing, but it's not very interesting. Oh, to tell you what I'll do, because got to be careful because I don't want to scratch anything. I mean, this has come from the States and not been damaged, so that is, well, he says not been damaged, but he's opening it now just to double check. Reference to a Rocky Horror Picture Show, because if you watch the movie, the original movie, also the original movie, it's a point where Brad and Janet get engaged at the start, and there's a sign in the background that says "Yay Denton, home of happiness." Oh, sorry. Yay Denton is what you shout out, but it says Denton, home of happiness. And there's an old guy, a couple that walk across the screen. You just get a bit of audio from them saying, "I always cry at weddings." We're going to shout out across. So do I, honey. So yeah. Oh, so it's nothing. Let's have a look. What's on here? Tenacious D. Sorry, so just so you can see, that says Tenacious D Timewarp, and you flip it over, and it says Timewarp again. So let's have a look. Looking at the grooves, it could well be the same thing, but that is very cool. And I have it, and it came with internal sleeve as well. So yeah, I will, when my record player, which is in the corner and has been unplugged for over a year, gets reconnected up and I can listen to records again, hopefully at some point in 2021, I will enjoy listening to this. Anyway, this is your man, the Reverend, saying, hope you have a lovely day. See you later. Bye. Bye. Hey, I've got some other videos. Why don't you check them out? I've got some Hot Wheel cars. I've got restaurants I've been to. I've got tea unboxing videos. I've just got unboxing videos. I've got all sorts of stuff that you can go watch. They'll appear on this screen. Check them out. Have a watch. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. They're great.